This is our agenda. The first one is the introduction of Far Eastern and our interviewee. The second is the main purpose of the job. The third is the presentation of KSAO. The final is the four major competencies. Our interviewee in Far Eastern is Sales Vice President. And in Far Eastern, manager divided into 3 levels. And he is a level 1 manager of sales department. And his seniority is 10 years. These are the contents of his job. The first one is the dealer and retail channels management. He needs to judge and choose a suitable dealer and maintain a relationship with them. The second is customer in the flow and the promotion of the product. He needs to update the information for enterprise customers and realize their satisfaction survey and give them feedback. The third is the marketing and business strategy planning. You need to allocate human resource and target to different areas and adjust the policy through the different marketing information. The final is the leading and manage sales teams. He needs to supervise the recruitment of the department and check their performance to review their situation. According to the contents of his job, we analyze the 4 major competence model as the following.
Thank you. And in next page, we are going to talk about communication ability. As you can see, there are including knowledge, skills, and ability inside of it. For example, knowledge is like in English communication inside of it, and skills. For example, our public talking and giving a presentation is also considered a kind of skills, and ability is like good as socialization. And talk about our definition is that during our interacting with our subordinates, customers, and internal, we should clearly deliver our message to them. And we can see that there are behavior indicators inside of it. First, we can use our communication skills to deliver a clear message to our subordinate. And the second is to listening to our employees or others and give them the right feedback properly. And the third is coordinate with other departments, and then we will have a good cooperation. And next we will see the customer orientation. And in this title, there are knowledge, skills, and ability others inside of it. For example, knowledge like service quality management is considered a kind of knowledge. And the second is skills. The skills are like we should have to consider the customer needs and analyze the customer satisfaction. And the third is ability. Our ability is like personal ability. And for example, active learner is our concern. And the others is like we should have a successful sales experience inside of it. And the definition is we should meet our customer needs and to establish a good relationship with them. And our behavior indicator is we should realize the customer's background and adjust our strategy beside of it. And second is we should adjust our service according to our annualization of our customer satisfaction. And the third is we should keep in touch with them so that we can give them latest information about our products. And next page we are going to talk about team teaching ability. In this title, knowledge, skills, and ability are inside of it. And the first, knowledge, recruitment and training is considered as knowledge. And skills, we should have a good team leader so that team leading is also important. And the third is ability. High EQ is our good concern. And talk about our definition is we should consider to our leadership skills to organize them and to complete our goals of the company. And the next is the behavior indicators. We should distribute to our employees with a different task because of their different situation. And the next is we should use our leadership to enhance our relationship with our subordinates. And the third is holding a usual meeting so that we can have clearly realization about our current situation. And the next page, we are going to talk about our ability to make decision and judgment. First, knowledge. For example, our finance utilization and our statistics is considered as a knowledge. And the skills of judgment and decision making was our leaders' important points. And the third is our ability. We should maintain a good objective to have a high resistance to our stress. And the other is like good experience on the related industry. And talk about our definition is that we should have an objective thinking and to make sure that we can predict our best strategy. And the next is our behavior indicators, so that we should update our market information so that we can, because of the lately information, and we can adjust our strategy. And knowing the market demand is also important. And the next is, that's all of our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, next team.
Good morning, everyone. We are from Ken, and they are my new member. Today, I will show our comprehensive analysis. We research company objects is Yang Hua Teriyaki, and that is our directory. First, I will give a brief introduce the company description and interviewee introduced. And next part, I will show you guys about the work context analysis, functional job analysis. Yahoo is a subsidiary brand in famous company, Honghua company, Honghua Steakhouse. The company was expanded in 1997 and started by the department store. Their marketing strategy to provide a good quality food and a reasonable price. This is organizational chart. Is Yahoo in Taoyuan Dial Store. This is a small size restaurant. So our chef, who was also a manager and executive chef, in not too many customers, when he will in charge all of the works by his own. Our interviewee is Mr. Wu Shen Guang. He is a manager and executive chair. He has 16 years and 2 years in work in Yahoo Takoyaki. And that is main task, including the inventory management, food processing, supervision and management staff, service customer, and he also needs to train an apprentice. And that is a business statement. This is a job analysis functional chart, including about the 4 types of the functional job analysis. The first one is professional knowledge and skills. The definition, basics, ability trait, but important things. The executive need to have a presence of a cook, and the behavior, including basic knowledge on the food, can skillful way to use food and cooking, just like how to perfect to mixing food and seasoning. Active in learning, he always take the activity to study how to make perfect his dish. And second one is serving the customer. The definition with a positive and positive attitude towards customer. Provide the best service, but also allow the customer to feel intimate. And then behaviors that are positiveness and get ready to understand customers. Employees should have an activity to ask customer what they need. This also keep smiles. That's a very important part. And patient to listening. That means employee needs to focus on the listening to communicate. But be sure ask questions when you do not understand. Ensure proper understand the customer say. And the first is interpersonal interaction. The definitions, communication and social skills established at a good relationship. The behaviors is important of communicate, high emotional intelligence. The ability or to resist pressure and have great emotion control. Great emotion control can help you to cause anything. And the last is leadership and human resource. Definition is administrative and principal location. And then behaviors assess the cause and decision. Analysis of the customer traffic to determine the amount of the food purchase and handle crisis decision making. And next, also need the human resource management and the quality control. The executive chief need to oversight of everything, including staff service quality, work and environment quality, etc. This is my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, next.
We are good now, and I'm Ethan, and she is India. And this is our two members. Before I introduce our interviewee, I will concisely introduce our Taiwan Mobile, which our interview will for first. Taiwan Mobile was established on 25 of February 1997 years, and it's also the first company that launched 3G service using WCMA system. And it purchased two companies to become the second largest internet service provider in Taiwan. It also provides a portable play service, and these are covering mobile, fixed line, cable TV, and broadband. And our interviewee is Mr. Zhou, who worked for Taiwan Mobile as Network Management Assistant Manager. And the major function of his job is designing of mobile network, writing project, and writing filing document. And Mr. Zhou was graduated from NCKU, and he also worked more than 10 years in Taiwan Mobile. And he served as part of the trade show, and he thought that brings a lot of experience to him. And we discussed the 4 competency model that achieve the network management assistant manager. And this is analysis and thought, professional knowledge, and execution, and communication and coordination. And first competency is analysis and thought. In this job, the manager requires a profession to do analysis of each project, and also have to think independently in every situation so that he can work more smoothly. So we need 4 case levels below to achieve this competency. First one is time management. The manager had to finish the project on time. And second is assessment and analysis. The manager had to judge the ability of firms and assess them whether they can be trusted or not. And third one is forward-looking. In this job, the manager had to know the new knowledge and skills more than others so that he can do better than others. And last one is planning projects. The manager had to present a structure and plan our projects by writing data, and also have the ability to explain clearly of their boss and their co-workers. And the second competency is professional knowledge. Because in this job with complex electronic technology related, so the manager had to need a professional knowledge to find out and solve the problems more quickly. So we also need the 3 KSLs below to achieve this competency. And first one is knowledge of network engineering. In order to manage the network well, the manager has to know the basic programming language. And second one is using professional equipment. In order to control the quality of network, the manager has to be able to use the internet network circuit tester. And next one is law. The manager needs to know the rules of telecommunication regulations, and all of the projects and papers should be law-abiding.
And now I want to introduce the execution. Because the manager wants to reach the expected revenue, so they have to turn his project into the real action, not just on paper. So that's why the execution is more important to him. And the first one is presentation skills. He has to turn his content of project and idea into a real presentation and report to his boss and co-worker, and let them know how is he think. And the second one is crisis management. When the crisis happens, they have to use his professional knowledge and skill to find out the problem and solve it. And then the company can go on smoothly. And the third one is independent operation. Because there are many work needs him to finish by himself. So he have the ability to finish his work independently. And the last competency is about communication and coordination. Because he has to play the role as bridge between internal and external, and reduce the misunderstanding between company and outside vendor. So that's why this role is more important to him. And the first ability is ability to connect with outside vendor. A lot of tasks he has to cooperate with outside vendor. He has to make friends with them and relate and establish a good relationship. And the second one is social skills. He has to establish the well personal connection. So he has to keep a company with his boss to participate in social activities. And the last one is ability to persuade. He has to convince his idea and the content of project. And then he has to persuade his boss what they think and what they want to do. So he has to persuade his boss to accept his project. And when his boss are satisfied and will agree to invent the task. And that's our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, next.
And the presentation will be divided into two parts, and the first part we're going to talk about is the accounting and the interviewee. So first, we're going to talk about, you can see on the title, you can see the Chinese name is the 程序预测资讯. It is the Chinese name, it is the company's name. And you can see on the below, it is the interviewee, the information about him. And you can see his name is Jiang Pingdong. And he is graduated from Zhongshan University, and now he is working for this company for about 3 years. And his working title for this company is the sales manager, you can see. And his main task and main function in this company is to design the product and to develop the product and to promote the product to people who don't know the product about this company. And about the company is that this company is really young. It's a young company in this industry. This company is founded in 2009, and you can see the vision of the future about this company is to improve the environment with technology. And this means they want to use their current technology to solve and to revise the social benefits and global
environment. And about experiments about these companies that in recent years, this company has about 9 to 10 patents in both in Taiwan and mainland China. And it includes the ubiquitous, and in Chinese it is 室内定位系统, and other really and other skills and patents. And about the compatibility of these companies, there are two company skills about patents. And the first is social network data collect entry. Easy to say, it is more like Google search engine. You type a keyword and you can find a lot of related information you want. And it is related to that. And the second is iOS and Android mobile. It means they have developed the app for a smartphone on the Android and the iOS platform. And the web design and implement for the company or for individual or even for government or school. And about the product of this company, you can see, and there are two products, and it is all about apps, all about the smartphone app. So if you type the name, you see the and the sure. If you type the two names onto the app store, you can find this app. So the first one is about if you want to share music with your friend on Facebook, you can use this app and can help you do so. And this one for sure. The second one for sure. If you use this app, and this app, the concept of this app is more like the Google search engine. So if you want to share, maybe you want to share a really interesting information to your friend on Facebook, you can use this one. Instead of you need to slide, you don't need to use the smartphone and slide to find out the information you want. You use this one, you only need to type a keyword and you can find the information you want and share to your friend. So these two are really convenient. So this is about accounting. And the second part, we're talking about the competence model. And we will choose three important ones to introduce. So the first is effective communication. Try to solve the conflicts and make a resolution. So for example, if a sales manager bring a test, or they bring or they are going to make a product, the designer, the engineer, and the salesman will come together and have a discussion. But in this company, in the end, the discussion will become an argument. So the sales manager should be able to solve the conflicts and make the conflict and make the argument end the argument and at the right time and the right moment. And in the end, he has to give a reasonable resolution to everyone so that the argument can be ended. So you can see the salesman should have to have the communication skill in convincing others and should be able to resolve the conflicts. And the second is about to communicate with customers as well as other firms, as well as other firms to get profitable information. Because in this industry and in this country, there will have a lot of industry fair, like a reunion, and many companies come to that place and discuss many new information, new idea, and new people. So sales manager need to come to this place and to discuss and to find out a new idea, or even a potential customer. He can invite if you find out a potential customer, he can help the company make profits. And the second is observation and thinking, perspective and the mainstream. Perspective to the mainstream. It means because this company is technology company is in the head of the world, so the product or service they give should be really famous or will be famous. So the sales manager need to have the ability to find out the thing that will be famous or will be famous and make a product become famous. And this one is to think logical for the product. It means if your product are not logical enough, or so the people cannot use it very smoothly. So the design should be logical. Okay, the last is the prompting. So it comes with ideas. So it is the most fundamental and most interesting thing that the sales manager should have. Okay, this is our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, we are Group 7, and this is our group member. And my name is Ye Jinwen and she is Xie Jialun. Today our report will be sent by us. Now, we are going to introduce the functional analysis of Nanshan Life Insurance Company. And about Nanshan, they are incorporated in July 1963, and they have been running in Taiwan for half a century. And they have three main beliefs, that is trust, caring, and integrity. They want to build company images that they are a caring, integrity company in Taiwan. In 2014, they have 24 branches in Taiwan, nearly 390 communication departments. They providing more than 4.3 million policyholder policy protection and insurance and financial planning service. And this is about our interviewee. Her name is Wang Yushan, and she is graduated from Renzi Chinese. She wants to working in a bank at first, but she thinks the insurance agent's working time is more flexible and she is more outgoing. So that's why she chose this work. And she has been working at this work for more than 1 year. And at this year, her outstanding performance made her promoted from basic sales to sales chief. And now I'm going to introduce the competency model of sales chief. It includes 6 parts. That is marketing strategy, interpersonal relationship, field management, adaptability, and professional knowledge. And we also put others as a 1 part. So later we will introduce each part by next people.
Now I'm going to introduce each part of the competency. The first part is marketing strategy. Marketing strategy is to find the customer's demand and try to satisfy them. And it includes provide our customer with personal service, how to demonstrate, popularize, and sell. Let the customer be convinced. That means to emphasize the advantage of the product, so the customers will increase their interest. And the service-oriented. Service-oriented is looking for ways to help people. And the second part is interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship is change the message between people in order to reach a consensus and include the lesson attentively, comprehension, and expression. Insurance agent needs to tell things clearly and completely. That can improve the communication efficiency and the promotion of the business. And third part is field management. Field management is generalized and arrange the data of the customers. Include a structure of language, reading ability, and draw a conclusion to collect votes. Draw a conclusion to collect votes means to arrange the data of customers and explain it for customers to understand. And next part is adaptability. Adaptability is acting immediately and whatever situation you face. Includes a quick observation. For example, you can remember customers' preference and their birthday and their physical condition. The customers will think very happy and they will start to trust you. And when they start to trust you, your sales opportunities increase. And the time management is very important because they have a flexible work time. So do well time management is very important and the ability to solve problems. Next is professional knowledge. Professional knowledge is direct and indirect knowledge of the industry, include financial and accounting, law and psychology. Law is the basic to establish the relationship. Stop or change the insurance contract are closely with the law. So the basic knowledge of law is very important, like civil law. And the last is others. Others include the flexible working hours and build up personal achievement and high pressure resistance. This picture is took when we interview, and our presentation is ending here. Thanks for your listening.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 6, and our meeting project is interview the training of the system manager country, and this is our group name is the future of HR, and I'm very lovely his name, and this is our group members, and this is the agenda. Introduction of training house, introduction of interviewing, and okay, introduce. And before we introduce the interviewee, we have to know about the training house. And the creator of training house is Joe Baiji, and it's created in 1981. And it is the first company on the TSE at Taiwan Stock Exchange. And they are very care about their employees. Their company tenant is humanism, 就是以人为本 ，OK， and their salary is very high, even you didn't sell any house, and the freshmen and their training season was very good. The fresh employee will have a master, and the master will teach them and give them their experience, and then quickly familiar with their job. And this is our interviewee. At the same time, he's my cousin. I'm very proud of him because he's doing very well in his job. And his title is assistant manager. And at the same time, he's the real estate agent. And everybody knows real estate agent is selling house. But actually, yes, it's selling house. Instead selling house, they have to dealing a lot of problems in transaction, and they have to fix out a lot of unexpected situation. And now let's welcome my crew member Wang Ai to introduce the most important part of this project.
Hello everyone, next I would like to talk about the competencies of this job. And being an assistant manager it may contain lots of knowledge, abilities, skills, and others. After we interview him, we analyze the working context of this job. And just like this pattern shows, here's 5 major functions. And the first one is a human interaction. Being a real estate agent is the most important part in their works because they have to sell their service, so they should have a good communication with their customers and listen to them. Also, they take an eye on passing experience from the old to the fresh and chasing for one goal. And the teamwork also is very important. It's very hot issue nowadays. And the second part is business knowledge. This job needs to be sensitive to the numbers, such as some complicated racial calculation. And also, they have to know about the economics of market environment because it's very basic for business. And especially for the law part, because they have to follow the real estate related law. And the communication I did before is very important. And the third part is the execution. For the inside part, they have to will know about their employees so they can operate smoothly. And being a manager, it plays a leading role on their team, so they can execute some missions or some jobs well. And during work may face lots of problems, so the manager should have the ability to solve these problems. And the fourth part is selling capabilities, because they have to convey their consumers to buy some products. So they have to do an expression. Also, they have to know about the customer's real needs, and they can sell it something. Also, they can provide some sweet service for them, so it's a customer service. And the sales and marketing, the knowledge will be demonstrated in their working. And negotiation is also important because it is a connection with others. And the last part is self-management. In a higher place, a manager should be good at self-management. No matter which job we take, we have to have a passion on it. And honest is the best way to communicate it. And if we really got some troubles, and we have to solve, the manager should be passionate and should be rational to solve these problems. And just like every job, and we have to be positive and be active. And above this part is a brief concept of our behavior index. And here I would like to introduce you guys the model of KSAO. You can see that it's a very average result because being a manager should know lots of things, especially for different types of areas. So we can see that it's very average for KASO. And if you own the personality what we said, and you are interested in the working context we just introduced, maybe in the future you will be a good manager. And thanks. I think here's our presentation. Thank you.
Hello everyone, we are group 5. I'm Canada. And today we are going to introduce section 2 of property management section. Here's our agenda. We'll talk about the introduction of employee. What is this job about? Then statistics. Okay, let's start with the introduction of interviewee. Her name is Cho Si-lan, who is from Taipei National University of the Arts. And what is this job about? The first two are landscape design and overall cleanliness of the campus. To create the advantages, it's important to pay attention to every corner, especially the gardening and landscape. So just like you have to keep your image as best as you can. So she is charged to keep the campus looking in the best conditions. And also, she is responsible for coordinating. She has to evaluate whether the activities affect the school well or not. So then she discussed the rental with the client, then decide if the activities can be held. And the next one is restaurant outsourcing and management. A restaurant of her managing area as well, so she creates a plan to evaluate if the restaurant has any problems. Then for crafty good management, she has to take care of movables and real estate and competencies. The first one is work characteristics, and it's about the work feature. There are many non-routine tasks in this job, such as family day and Red Bull softball race. And then this job is task-oriented because most of the supervisors will focus on the results instead of the processes. So she has to do all the tasks well as best as she can. And then civil servants, as we know, have regular working hours.
Well, for the next one is leadership. It means to lead the team to reach a goal. And Mrs. Chu needs to maintain the relationship of the team, like to make it harmonious and make the team has a better environment to work. So she needs to be optimistic and be passionate to her job. After all her duties and her problems, it's not everyone has the capability to handle his or her job and be passionate anymore. And she's also able to host the meetings and organize whatever was said during the meetings. And having the ability of making the right decision is also important to her as well. If she cannot make the right decision, how come she can manage her employees and lead the team? Well, the next one is official document systematizing. It's to edit and analyze official documents. And every decision needs to be made and to be shown and to be examined. So having the ability of official document editing is also important to her. And understanding the document data are necessary due to she needs to read all the documents. And she also needs to analyze the official document data so she will know what's the next step and how to deal with all the problems. She also needs to learn how to operate computer software as well, like Microsoft Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. So the next one is problem handling. It's to get out of the trouble. And it will be needed to have the ability of the knowledge of the botany, dynamics, and schematic design. As we said earlier, she needs to take the campus. She needs to take the campus at the best foundation. And she also needs to learn the basic idea of laws and regulations and public relations and safety. Also, she needs to have a high EQ to handle all the problems, and she needs to manage time well because she doesn't want to mess up with everything. For the last one is communication. It's to send a message certainly. This job may contact with a lot of foreign customers, so she needs to know how to speak the basic English to communicate with everyone. And she also needs how to manage the relationship with customers to fulfill all the cases. So to communicate with the subordinates and clients, the position needs to be listening to everyone, be patient with everything, be logical, be simply, and possess all the expression.
So this is our presentation for today. Thanks for your listening.
Today, we are introduce the Mr. Chan. He is the general manager of Fanya, and Fanya is a human resource company, and his Chan is also the founder of the company. And so you can say his working experience in human resource is also the time in Fanya, and he's already for 22 years. So let's see the case AO for the general manager. Professor Lady and classmates, I'm students. I'm honored to present the second part of the exercise, the competency model. After interview and group discussion with our team member, there are 29 case errors in design, as shown on this chart. Later, we categorize them into 5 major competencies. There are leadership, language skill, professional knowledge, and customer orientation and social skills. In terms of leadership, I think it is relative to 3 elements. There are team lead, choice map, and execution. Team lead consists of leading and inspiring, which is about delegating the right person to the right position, and leading them to do the right thing, and inspire them to do their best. Choice map can be regarded as the cognitive process, resulting in the selection of lead or a course of action. Execution is as important as the other 2 leadership things. So, training can enhance the cooperative HR qualities, and negotiation can help to pursue better benefit. Precise management can decrease corporate loss, and identifying people can that's the right candidate with the right job. Then teamwork, therefore, those internal and external tasks could be worked out. Discipline means no surprise and everything under control. The third thing is customer orientation. We divided it into relationship building and diversified service. In terms of relationship building, respect and tolerance, it is about listening. It's about respect and listen customers' needs and respond their needs. Welcome customers' feedback and manage their complaint. The
diversify as customer base grows bigger than ever. So it has to be analyzed and categorized. Then the tailor-made service could be possible being designed. The third thing, social skill. It includes communication and relationship building. Can we talk about communication? It is about listen, read, understand, and comprehend others' information and ideas. Then feedback and communicate in a clearly effective and aligned manner. About relationship building, all of these include interpersonal connection, deep interaction with others, and feeding with others, and maintain relationship. All of these are a key to develop a new interpersonal as well as build up a long-term interaction and trust with others. The fourth thing, professional knowledge. We separate into corporate knowledge and people knowledge. Knowledge of law, finance, and regulation. It is important to maintain a stable daily operation for a company. As people are complicated, so knowledge of psychology helps us to read between the lines. The fifth thing is language skills. As Pan is rich its influence to other Asian countries, so good command of foreign language, especially English, is becoming more and more important. Yeah, during the interview with Mr. Chai, there are two words he has been highlighted many times. So what are the two words? It's passion and integrity. As Steve Jobs mentioned, to success you have to love what you do. So passion and integrity is important, and honestly is always the best policy. Thank you for your listening. Good morning, everyone, and we are Group 3. These are our team members, and we are today's presenters. My name is Caroline, and she is Ella. And today, we will talk about competencies of our interviewee, Mr. Liu, and his service contents of Nanshan Lab. This is our interviewee, Mr. Liu, and he is district manager of salesperson in Nanshan Lab for 26 years. And his work content is include business development, consumer service, or organization training. And we conclude 6 parts of competencies. The first one is selling skills. To be a salesperson, selling skill is very important. They have to reach consumers' needs, and they have some knowledge about psychology and skill of convincing their consumer or marketing or something like customer-oriented service. And the second is communication and coordination. The most important thing is to reach consensus between salesperson and consumer, and they also have some skills about communication or listening their consumer or some ability about social interaction, understanding their customer, or impress their product and service to their customer, and they will buy their product or service. Okay, good luck.
Hi. And the third one is self-development, which means people who are active of learning and always find opportunity to enhance their own abilities. And for competency part, they are like knowledge about marketing management and economics, laws, and financial management and investment. Those are things that is very familiar with us because it's basically what we're learning now. So which means we can all probably be a salesperson. And in Mr. Liu's case, which is our employee, and he said that if he wants to sell a specific insurance, he needs to pass the exam so that he can sell that insurance. That's why it's very important for a salesperson to keep learning, because we need to, because the insurance comes like day by day and month by month. And the other is visionary leadership. Like a leader should convey the vision to their company so that they can make the strategy and target and plan all the same. And a leader with vision can encourage and demonstrate others to put vision into action. Do you guys know what is vision? Yeah, it's like the dream for the company. Like Apple, its vision is like to hold the whole world in one hand. Yeah, that's exactly the dream. And for the competency part is for the skill is improvement and training, and knowledge part is administration and human resource management. For work activity, which means passion of working. If we enjoy our job, it's more likely for us to do our best of our work. And even though we are under a long working hours, it is more likely for us to maintain our working performance in our job. And for the competency part, there are ability like time management and others like perseverance, which means to persist to do something even though it's very tough. And stress management and positive attitude. Mr. Liu said that I asked him what is the most difficult thing in your career, and he said that when he was very young, because he started his business like a junior in university, and he said that even though he spent a lot of time trying to pursue his customer to buy insurance, but his customer even is not buying anyway. And he said at that time he needs to deal with his own stress, and he needs to look at the bright side and keep going. And the last one is integrity, which means to be honest and to follow the organizational rule and social norm, and to keep the promise and to make the word and action coincide. For the competitive part, the ability like the responsibility and honesty and communication and social etiquette, which means social manner and carefulness. Like Mr. Liu said, it's very important for a salesperson to win the customer heart, because if his customer trusts him, they won't buy his insurance, and the deal won't make, and he won't make any profit, and he cannot build a relationship with his customer and himself. And this is all for this presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Good morning, Claudia. Good morning, everyone. We are group 2. Our group name is Double Killing. These are our group members, and I am the EP. The other reporter is He Shu Gui. Today we will introduce the manager of Human Resource Department and analyze these job competencies. This is our agenda. Before we introduce competencies, Let me introduce our interviewee for you. Our interviewee is Lida Liu Shi. She has experience of this work 27 years. She worked in Human Resource Department of High Power 石门 Power Plant, 台湾电力石门发电厂, and her work title is Human Resource Manager. This is their company's organizational structure. Our interviewee is working in Human Resource Department. In this job, she needs to manage salaries, talent training, and checking on work attendance. According to this job, we analyze 5 competencies for this. 1. Social interacting and communicating. We define that working with members of the organization, sharing important information to express their ideas clearly. The behavior index are including able to communicate clearly and receive the information from the others correctly. Second, sympathizing with others in the team and dealing with problems. In order to enhance the efficiency of the company, so communicating and communicating within and outside of the organization, helping to reach a consensus. 4. Making emotional management well to communicate effectively. Okay, let's change to the read.
Now I'm talking about the second competency, that is analyzing and thinking. And we define it as collecting and interpreting the information to devise complex problem modeling and then internal solutions. And the behavior index have including the first is collecting data and then providing a clearly strategy and ideas for the employees or supervisor. And then is concerning about the news around the world and adjusting departmental policies, then find a solution out of the problem immediately. And the third is thinking clearly and comprehensively in different positions and then just quickly to make a decision. And the last is persuade employees and employees to reach a consensus and when the disputation has happened. And the third competency is financial supervision. And we define it as having financials expertise and upholding the law-based administration and business ethics, that's including the allocation, adjustment, and supervisions. And the behavior descriptions have including the ability to use the accounting software to calculate the salary, and then is complying with the principle of integrity. And next is following the relevant laws and with company and upholding the laws-based administration. And the last is understanding the trend of market and in order to adjust the wage. The next competency is leadership, and we define it with leading the staff to develop in the right direction. And then is the behavior index have including the applying the specialized knowledge such as management and business study and human resource management. And then is recording employees' behavior properly during the work. And the next is identifying the ability of employees and fit them appropriate positions. And the last is planning and training staff to enhance their skills. And the last competency is work processing. We define it with conveying information clearly in writing. And the behavior descriptions have including the first is conveying information in writing.
And the second is receive the understand and represent information correctly and able to read and deal with document in English. And the last is understanding the rules and format of the official document and writing clearly. And this is our presentation today. Thank you for listening.